How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I got to give you my 2 cents on the most recent general election over there in UK, the reactions to it, like you just saw in the video before I started rolling here today, what it means for Europe as a region, for the European Union as an organization, and also what it means for the Western world. Was that a preview of what we're going to see over here in the States in 2020? We'll talk about all those things and more. But first, let me back up a little bit here so you're up to speed and you understand what's going on. Now, there was a general election over there in UK. Boris Johnson is the new prime minister. Well, he had been a prime minister before, but kind of on an interim basis, because if you remember, just a few months ago, Theresa May, the other prime minister of the Conservative Party who won again this year, resigned. She was not able to get Brexit done for whatever the reason may be, and she quit. So you have Boris Johnson. He steps in as the acting prime minister. He could have been ousted by Jeremy Corbin, the former leader of Labour, because he quit after they lost. But I'll get back to that, so I digress. He could have been ousted by Jeremy Corbin, but he was not, and they won in overwhelming fashion. So overwhelming that the Labour Party, which was Jeremy Corbyn's party, lost by their biggest margin in 85 years almost. The last time they lost by this much was 1935. That's a big time regression back to a former point in history. And like I said, he quit as a result. He's like, okay, I can't do anything here. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm going to just go ahead and bow out right now, which is kind of smart because I don't see the country of the United Kingdom going back to a Liberal Party anytime soon, at least not on a national level. When you see the voting map, it's kind of interesting. You know, Scotland, they voted a whole different way. Northern Ireland, of course, the cities, they voted differently. Of course, London voted differently. Wales, like once you get all the way out closer to Ireland, they voted differently. But Britain, like England, they voted pretty much all conservative because they understand what's going on with their country. They want Brexit. That's the main thing that they want. They want to get out of the European Union. They understand what the European Union has done to their nation. Okay, they just don't want to be part of it. It's like the Fourth Reich in my eyes, probably in their eyes as well. They're tired of the migration crisis happening upon their shores and their neighbors' shores. They're done. The VAT tax, things are expensive, jobs difficult to come by at times. Enough is enough. We're ready to leave right now. There was a whole new political party formed, the Brexit Party, as a result of Brexit being agreed upon in a vote, but not actually getting done. How long has it been? 2 to 3 years, and they have not left the EU officially yet. So here comes Boris Johnson. He's like the UK version of Trump. Not exactly when talking about policy, but they look kind of similar physically. They both got kind of the wild blonde hair. They got kind of similar body types, kind of portly guys. You know, they look like they could be related, you know. And, hey, Donald Trump's mom is from Great Britain, the island up there in Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. So maybe they are related. I'm not quite sure if Bojo has 100% UK ancestry, but that's a different story. And I digress. The whole point is that they look similar and they represent some of the same things, you know, going against the establishment, going against what the people in charge, who are nameless and faceless at times, want to put on the table for just regular everyday citizens. They're tired of it and they want to break away. So I'm proud of them. Congratulations to UK for being able to successfully get the Conservative Party in power yet again in an overwhelming fashion. So maybe we can get Brexit on with it already. But moving right along, what does it mean for the EU? Well, I think that eventually the EU will die. Okay. UK is going to leave. And then you may have Italy because they're getting bombarded right now with the quote unquote refugees at their border in the water with the whole Libya situation. The boats come in, they get into international waters, they got to get rescued. Then they brought into Sicily, then into, mainland Italy. It's a big mess. Okay. It's a really big mess. They're tired of dealing with it. I think Germany could be next. Believe it or not, although you got Angela Merkel in charge and you got a lot of liberals there, they could be next. France could be next. People may look at it like it's somehow racist. I'm not really sure how that works, but it's not even about that. It's not like a liberal or conservative thing from my point of view. And like I said, if I'm wrong, you guys over there in Europe, you let me know in the comments below. It's about not wanting to be dictated to from the outside. You want to have the independent country and do what you want to do. If you don't want to have a certain number of quote unquote migrants in your country, you should be able to determine that, and not some random pocket protector where over in Brussels or wherever the EU is headquartered at. Let Italy do what it wants to do. Let UK do what they want to do. Let Germany do what they want to do. Let France do what they want to do. Let Poland do what they want to do. Let Hungary and everywhere else do what they want to do, rather than being dictated to by the European Union. Okay? Let them have dominion over their own fishing water and food sources and whatnot. It's really simple. So the EU may die very soon. It could be gone within the next 10 years, 20 years or less. It depends on how rapid other countries come up with their own exit. You know, Ital exit, Frexit, German exit, whatever it is. Other places will leave the European Union and then it'll fall away. And I think for Europe, this means just kind of a return to normalcy, because quite frankly, liberalism has run amok over in Western Europe, not so much in the East. When you go to Ukraine and, you know, the Baltic states and Russia, obviously, you don't have rampant liberalism over there. But once you get into the Western part of the region, then things get a little weird. And I think people are just tired of it. It doesn't matter what race they are, you know, how they identify. They just want to get back to a normal state. And I think the same thing will be the case over here in 2020. People are tired of these weird things that are happening. You know, the stuff that regular people just don't want to see. Okay, when they're going to the mall, they're not trying to see somebody identifying as a pile of garbage, walking down the street with old magazines taped to their forehead. They just don't want to see that. They want to see regular people doing regular things. Okay. They're tired of the weirdness. They're tired of the country going down the wrong direction. So they're going to fight against it. This whole thing with impeachment, it's a big sham, a big time, nothing burger. And people are able to see through it. Even regular Democrats. You got my man in Jersey. I forget his name. I think his name is Jeff Van Drew. If I'm wrong about his name, let me know in the comments. But he totally quit the Democratic Party and defected to the Republicans. You know, sat down with Trump and said, hey, I'm not with this whole impeachment thing. I'm ready to come to the other side. And you may have more that do that. You have moderate Democrats like my man Joe Manchin in West Virginia. He's not going to be for impeachment, or at least he shouldn't be. A lot of people are like that. And you're going to see not only Democrats defect while in office to the Republican side, but you're going to see regular normies that vote Democrat, that vote to the left, or maybe even towards the center, that are going to come more to the opposite side, to the right, and support the president just because of this false impeachment sham. Even James Comey got on TV and said, oh, I apologize for the FISA abuse. The FISA abuse is what has prompted this whole thing. It's what started the impeachment probe to begin with, because remember, Nancy Pelosi said that this has been going on as far as impeachment since 2.5 years ago, when the whole Russia kerfuffle started. How did that start? Through the FISA warrant, where they were wiretapping Trump Tower, and then here comes the Steele dossier talking about girls peeing in the bed, this, that, and the third. Now we're here right now as a continuation from the failed Russia investigation. If it were not for all these abuses and the crazy corruption in the government, we wouldn't be here right now talking today. This impeachment is a sham. The crazy leftist ideologies are ridiculous. Giving illegal aliens ID so they can vote in our elections. You're talking about foreign interference. That's foreign interference right there. You have foreign nationals, no social security number, no real date of birth in America, no birth certificate, and nothing. They're getting driver's licenses. They're able to go vote, work, do whatever they want to do in the country. It's ridiculous. People are tired of it. They want to see a change. That is the case here in the States. It's the same thing over there in UK. So shout out to all you guys that were able to get that done in UK. My hat's off to you. And if you did not have your party win, oh well, do better as a party, don't have these crazy radical extremist views. And you got to understand that the European Union is not a popular thing to be a part of. It'll be done sooner or later. Just thank yourself that you're alive right now to see it come to an end and to have your country go back to being more sovereign. I promise you, the UK has been sovereign before. They've been around for hundreds of years. They will do just fine. They did not become the powerhouse of Europe by being part of some, organization filled with red tape and bureaucracy. They became that way by being independent and doing things on their own without having to answer to quote unquote higher powers here on earth. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the election results over there in UK were good? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think that I'm wrong with my assertion? Were their election results bad? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. How do you feel about the election as far as its impact on the world or the world's impact upon it? Did the U.S. influence UK to go that way? Will this election be a mirror image of what happens over here in the United States? Is it a preview of 2020? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.